Merry Christmas from the Richmond Observer.
One Richmond County elected official is asking residents to demand action on a problematic highway curve. LRB Mayor Lee Berry posted a photo Thursday morning of yet another wreck on US 220 a few miles north of Rockingham. Berry, who says there have been more than 10 wrecks in that curve, asked residents to send the photo to Governor Roy Cooper and demand the curve to be fixed. A spokesman with the North Carolina Department of Transportation said the curve will be in place for 4 years until another section is open. The speed limit in the curve was reduced to 45 miles per hour, and flashing warning lights were placed ahead of the curve following a rollover in October. The exact number of wrecks at that location was unavailable on Thursday, but troopers with the North Carolina Highway Patrol say there have been several incidents involving tractor trailers near LB in recent weeks. North Carolinians will need to show identification at the polls in future elections. The State House of Representatives voted 72-40 on Senate Bill 824 Wednesday to override Governor Roy Cooper's veto. The State Senate passed the bill 33-12 on Tuesday, and the constitutional amendment was on the November ballot and passed statewide with an 11% majority. The number of Richmond County voters approving the measure was 23% higher than that of those against it. Cooper vetoed the bill on Friday, calling it a, quote, solution in search of a problem, end quote, adding that it was designed to surpass the voting rights of minorities, the elderly, and the poor. The North Carolina Minute calls for providing county boards of elections with equipment to print out free voter ID cards upon request. Other forms of identification accepted to vote include a state-issued driver's license, a non-driver state-issued ID card, a tribal enrollment card, a student ID card, and a government employee badge. There are also exemptions that allow a voter without an ID to fill out a provisional ballot. State Representative Ken Goodman of Richmond County Democrats said Monday that he supported the measure. A redo in the 9th Congressional District race would greatly impact the Richmond County Board of Elections, according to Director Connie Kelly. The chance of such an election is likely after North Carolina State Board of Elections and Ethics Enforcement failed to certify the race earlier this month due to allegations of elections fraud in Bladen County. If that happens, there would also be another primary, and all 5 recognized political parties, including the Libertarian, Green, and Constitution parties, would be allowed to field candidates. A spokesman for the state board said Wednesday that it was too early to give a timetable for election procedures. Kelly said the local elections board always hires additional staff to help with early voting, preparing, and testing voting equipment, as well as helping cover the office since the regular staffers have to go to another building for early voting. Some Republicans are calling for the state board to certify Mark Harris so he can be seated when the U.S. House of Representatives convenes on January 3rd. If the situation is not resolved by January 3rd, then the office will be taken over by the House clerk, with staff members handling constituent services. The state board is scheduled to hold a public hearing on the 9th District debacle on January 11th. When we return, I'll be bringing your Live 5 weather report. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Christina with Richmond County Hospice. I'm with Julie and Holly, and we're here to talk about how wonderful Hayden Construction was during our recent pipe bursting and flooding in our building.
In 10 to 15 minutes they were here, and they were already starting to work vacuuming up the water, trying to figure out where all the damage was, what all they needed to do.
They were so quick to get on the scene. They were here before I even arrived, and it was just reassuring to have them come in and take control.
We are so thankful that they were here to help us that day.
Willow Tree Antiques and Gifts is all about rustic home decor and gifts. You will always find a variety of unique antiques, vintage, and new items in our shop. Come and see our selection of housewarming, new baby, and wedding gifts. For the man in your life, we have many collectibles, Boker knives, and leather. And ladies love the jewelry, purses, candles, hats, and t-shirts. We also offer a 30-day layaway program. Come and experience shopping at Willow Tree Antiques and Gifts.
At Kyocera, we see your company differently. We see your documents, how they're accessed, what it takes to keep them secure, and how well your workflow is flowing.
Kyocera helps your entire document infrastructure run more efficiently, securely, and cost-effectively.
And what we see is an opportunity to integrate all of it.
Today's Live 5 weather report is brought to you by Richmond Community College, and going straight into the temperatures for tomorrow. As you can tell, it's going to be in the 60s pretty much all day tomorrow, going back into the 40s later in the evening, and there is going to be more rain. But of course, going into areas like Fayetteville, it's going to be a high of 63 and a low of 44. Then we have Lumberton, high of 63 with a low of 43 instead. And then going towards Rayford, we have high of 63 with a low of 42. Laurinburg, 61 with a high of 42 as well. And then Bennettsville, also the same as Laurinburg, high of 61 and a low of 42. And then, of course, going closer to Southern Pines area with high of 63 and a low of 41. Ellerby, high of 60, low of 41, same as Rockingham with the high of 60 and a low of 41. And then, of course, Wadesboro is going to be a little bit cooler with a high of 58 and a low of 40. So as I said, it's going to be raining tomorrow just as it's been today. It's going to be a little wet, so keep that in mind. And of course, going straight into the 5-day weather forecast with Friday with a 50% chance of rain with a high of 60 and a low of 41. And then, of course, Saturday, the sun will be back with a high of 53 and a low of 32. So it will be a little chilly, but the sun is back. And then, of course, Sunday, we have a high of 56 and a low of 42. Monday will be Christmas Day, and it will be not a white Christmas at all, but it will be sunny with a high of 56 and a low of 34. And then Tuesday, we have cloudy day with a high of 53 and a low of 37. And that's going to do it for your Live 5 weather report. When we return, we got your RO Sports Update, and it's coming up right after the break, so stay tuned.
McNair Auto Sales is the place to buy your pre-owned car, truck, or van. To be the best, it takes big selection, friendly staff, and great pricing. We guarantee a no-hassle buying experience, and financing is available right on site. So come see us today. We're located at 1026 East Broad Avenue in Rockingham. And remember, with over 40 years of experience, you know McNair is the name you can trust.
At Richmond County Hospice, we strive to provide high-quality care to our patients and their families. Whether it's the incredible hospitality at the Haven House or from the comfort of your own home, you can count on hospice to be there for you. We also offer monthly grief support groups, and our chaplain will be there to hold your hand in prayer. Through our amazing staff and our volunteers, hospice has made difficult times easier for our community. Call the number on your screen if you feel that you or your loved one may benefit from our services. Richmond County Hospice. Peace, comfort, dignity.
At Richmond Community College, we can prepare you for a high-skill, high-paying career in a variety of fields. From business to education, engineering, utilities, healthcare, criminal justice, information technology, and human services. At Richmond Community College, we can save you thousands of dollars on tuition through our university transfer programs that provide a seamless transition to universities and colleges throughout North Carolina. At Richmond Community College, we are always developing new courses and programs in response to the communities we serve. We offer day, evening, and online courses, and you can now complete 5 curriculum programs entirely online. At Richmond Community College, we believe in helping you prepare for a better life. Richmond Community College. Local college, big impact.
Today's early dismissal from school marks the end of the 2018 school calendar for Richmond Senior High School students, but there are several Raider and Lady Raider athletic events scheduled during the holiday break. The winter sports season began around the Thanksgiving holiday with Richmond sporting boys and girls basketball, bowling, and swimming teams, as well as wrestling and indoor track. The Raider and Lady Raider basketball teams are roughly a quarter of the way through their 2018-2019 regular season schedules, and both teams fell to Ronald Reagan High School on Monday, and the boys now have a 1-5 overall record, while the girls have a 4-4 overall record. The teams are hoping to turn things around while classes are out of session. Both Richmond squads will travel to Anson on Friday and Saturday to compete in the Anson Shootout Holiday Tournament. The 2-day event will see both teams compete at least twice, with the Lady Raiders facing Union Academy Charter School in the opening round on Friday at 4 p.m. The Raiders will begin with Parkwood High School at 5:30 p.m., and the opponents for either team on day 2 will be determined by how they play on day 1. One of the biggest tournaments the Richmond wrestling team will compete in this season is slated for Friday and Saturday at Mollard Creek High School in Charlotte. The Raiders will compete in the EB Memorial Clash at the Creek, a 25-team tournament that will host teams from all across the state. Richmond will then battle West Stanley High School in a multi-duel event on the road on December 29th to close out the holiday break events. With the Lady Raiders soccer preseason workout slated to begin in early January, senior Tatum Hubbard was expecting it to be the last go-round of her playing career. But she was wrong, and she's glad that's the case. Last week, Hubbard sent in her commitment letter to play collegiate soccer at a Methodist University, a Division III program in Fayetteville. She explained that offer literally fell into her lap, and now she's excited to be getting the chance to spend the next 4 years suiting up for the Lady Monarchs. She's the first Lady Raiders soccer player in the graduating class of 2019 to commit so far this school year. While the next 4 years are mapped out for Hubbard, she's not overlooking her senior campaign as a Lady Raider. She's put in a lot of extra work this offseason, including running around Richmond's campus and spreading out the bleachers of Raider Stadium, all in preparation to make her final season a good one. Hubbard and Lady Raiders will look to build off their program best 17 wins from a season ago, this time under the direction of first-year head coach Chris Larson. And that's going to do it for another edition of Live at 5. Be sure to download the RO app for your mobile device. And for all the latest news of Richmond County, visit richmondobserver.com. And be sure to tune in to Good Morning Sand Hills every morning from 6:30 to 8:30 a.m. And for the Live at 5 crew, I'm Kelsey Rushing. Good night, Richmond County.